Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Take a pause. I want to let you know it would be really appreciated if you would see the video guy and share a story. You see him waving his hand in the back over there? That's the video guy. Tell him a story about Sandy. Okay? Make it fun. A memory. I would really appreciate it. And it's okay to eat. They're ready, right? They're ready. So you guys can mow some food down, drink some drinks, and share your stories and your memories with our video guy. I deeply appreciate it. Thank you for coming.
Just a couple carrots, that's it. Yeah. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you.
Would you like some smoked pulled pork?
No.
And there's a...
Chicken in. Thank you. Thank you.
Oops, I'm gonna... I gotta... that, and I'm gonna come... Hi. This is a beautiful, beautiful celebration of life. It's just what Sandy would have wanted. I was in, well, you know, I'm Linda Laubach, and Sandy and I were really good friends. we were in Bunko together. We had our kids together at Valencia and La Paz. But for my 50th birthday, Sandy rents this Crystal Cove cottage and sort of surprised me with Brenda and Mary, and we all went there. And I'm going to take my glasses off if I don't cry. And we had such a fun time, and I taught Sandy how to boogie board. So I don't know if it's because Mike's a big surfer or what, but no, none of the other girls knew how to boogie board. So we'd all stand out in the ocean by the waves, and I'd tell them when to go, and we'd jump on it. And Sandy and I laughed so hard. And Sandy was such an organizer, such a great, great organizer. And for probably 5 years, we did New Year's Eve together with Brenda and Bob and Mary and Bill and you guys and us. And it was so fun, such good memories. And I'm going to miss her so much. I love her. Craig, I love you too. And I'm really happy that she had 2 little baby granddaughters. And she's having a little boy coming too. But I know that meant the world to her. So love you guys. That's all.
All righty. I met Sandy probably in 1991 in the locker room, actually the women's locker room at Racquetball World in Santa Ana. I was struggling with my 2 little ones, and she had her 2 boys, and she said, hey, have you ever thought about joining Buggy Buddies in Tustin? So to say she gave me such a great idea, I joined. I've met all my friends, and I've been friends with her ever since. Lately, we got together for lunch every other, maybe several months, and just had long lunches where she talked about how much she loved her family and her kids and how happy she was. I'm just really, really sorry that she's gone. We love her very much.
Okay. Well, Craig, I want to tell you that Sandy Lack meant a lot to me. I was probably one of the guys that was outside the whole party group, but Sandy would always come up and make me feel really comfortable and just made sure I was in with everything that was going on. I know Linda, every year it would be, Sandy has sent us the card, the Christmas card or whatever, and now it's time to get our act together.
Oh, her card.
And we would never, and then Linda would go, I don't know, I don't think I'm going to do it this year. And every year she would get browbeaten and do it. No thanks to Sandy sending it off to us. So
the most organized person.
Yeah.
So
well,
Craig, you have to continue sending out the cards.
Sorry, Craig.
And they have to come the day after Thanksgiving.
That's right. We're still working on that. Anyway, God bless you, and I hope everything goes well for you. We're well behind you. She was a beautiful woman and a great spirit, and we love her very much. She's dearly in our hearts. Thank you.
Okay. I have so many stories about Sandy, obviously. However, there's one that sticks in my mind, and that is I was starting a business, and had it pretty formulated, put it on paper, had my little business plan, and she invited me over and said, here's what I will do for you. And she told me how she would have teas with her friends that had college student children, and that she would invite them all over and I could give my pitch. And I'd never had anyone offer. I hadn't asked her, but that's the kind of friend Sandy was, just a true friend all the time. Thank you.
Hi, Craig, Mark, Ryan, V, and Jenna. I'm Lori, and I just wanted to tell you a story from a very long time ago. It was about 2000, 2001, and I had gone on a trip to Italy, and I wanted to learn how to scrapbook. And who was going to step in and let me know how to do it was Sandy. She knew exactly how to scrapbook. She told me where to go, the things to get, and we spent week after week here in her den working on that scrapbook. And I have to tell you, I would laugh at her pictures that she was doing her own scrapbook. Why? Because she took pictures of food. I didn't understand that at all. I think Sandy actually invented the idea of taking pictures of your dishes. Honestly, I do. But then again, she made fun of me because when I was out of the country, I was taking pictures of bathrooms and laughing about it. And she saw my pictures of the funky toilets in various and sundry places. And she made a lot of fun of me. But boy, those both made it into those scrapbooks. But I just want you to know that I believe at some point she turned the corner, continued to do her pictures of food, as is now the world does, but I believe she made a book about toilets, because when she went to various places in Europe and Asia, she was taking pictures of toilets, and we laughed and laughed about it. So cheers to you all. We love you so much. And we miss Sandy, and we love her and everything she's done for every person she's come in contact with. She is the absolute best. Love you all. Bye.
One of my fondest memories of Sandy was when I bid on, at the Laguna Hills High School auction, I bid on a camper for a week. And so we knew nothing about campers. And so I called Sandy and said, "You've camped before. What do I need?" And she gave me some advice. And the most important thing was, she said, "Joni, make sure Denny packs a pair of rubber boots, because when he has to change and empty the bathroom facilities, he doesn't want it to splash all over his shoes, which undoubtedly it's going to do." So I relayed that information to my husband, who thought he knew best, and he didn't pack any rubber boots. So the first time he emptied it, of course, he had on brand spanking new white tennis shoes, and it went all over his shoes. And of course, the whole place was hysterical, laughing. And so, Sandy, I heeded your warning, but my husband didn't have the sense to heed it. But you've helped me with so many vacation trips, and you're missed, but I know you're at peace now. Love you, Sandy.
And to honor Sandy, he's wearing the shoes today at the memorial, right?
Stop. Don't put that in there.
Well, this is really silly, but one of the things, Sandy always did so much to help everybody as a group, but she also thought of each person individually. And one of the things I thought was so sweet was when she would have a gathering. I don't drink coffee, and she would always text me that she had hot chocolate in this little thing that lifts up for me, and she was hiding it in there so nobody else could have it, and now I've given away her secret. So anyway, just little things like that. She thought of everything. Thank you.
All right, Craig and family, sorry for your loss, but great memories early on when Craig, you and Sandy were dating. Melanie and I, we would double date with you outside of B Building and have little picnics and little barbecues where we set it up under the stairs of B Building, and always admired your relationship. You were so far ahead of us at 3 years together, and we were 1 year. We're like, oh my God, how are we going to make it to 3 years? But here we are 40-something years later, and all good. So that's a great memory. And Craig, of course, you and I have had many memories with basketball and 49er Club and the Green Bomb, where we go to the tavern and have fun like that. And also a little shout out to Sandy, because she was, I believe, student body president at Foothill High School, and I think she's 2 or 3 years older than I, but she gave inspiration to Cindy Webster, who was the student body president my year in '81, and she was my girlfriend at the time. So a very small connected world. But anyway, God bless you, and rest in peace, Sandy.
Okay. So, I'm not ready. Hold on a sec. Okay. So you may or may not know that Sandy was a lifeline to me when Ron passed away 8 years ago. You know about the beautiful Christmas wreath she gave me. That was the only decoration I could put up the first Christmas after he had passed. And she remembered every little anniversary and anniversary of his death after that. I remember walking out the front door and seeing a bunch of succulents in the shape of a heart on the first anniversary of his death. She was just that kind of person that just never forgot anything, every little detail. She truly was a lifeline to me. But on a lighter note, she also gave me my favorite recipe for scalloped potatoes,
which is to go to Costco and get their scalloped potatoes and put them in your own casserole dish and pass them off as your own. She did it, and they were a hit, and I've been doing it for several holidays, and they've always been a hit. God loves Sandy. Here's to Sandy.
So we're going to tell a little story about Sandy and how she helped us plan our perfect trip to Italy.
Just wanted to say thanks to Sandy for
absolutely.
Could never get me on a plane. You found an airplane ticket that told Gigi she had to buy, and then you laid out our whole Italy trip that I can't tell you is probably second to none. It was just absolutely fabulous. Everything you suggested, we did, and it was worked out fabulous. We'll never be able to forget that or thank you enough for that.
It was absolutely wonderful. Sandy gave her whole heart and soul to making sure that we were going to have a good time, and we did. So we are forever grateful. Love you, Sandy.
Yeah, Sandy, we miss you so much. I'm Sandy's childhood friend. I met her when I was 6 years old. And there's, how many stories, riding your bikes all over the place, doing school together from 6 years old till senior year. But one of the things that we did is we had a persimmon tree at my house. And so what we did is got our little red wagon and put small ones, medium ones, large ones. Small ones were 5 cents, medium were 10, large ones were 25, and we'd go door to door. So little young entrepreneurs from the beginning. But yeah, we love you, and the family's fantastic. Thanks.
Hey guys, we have something to say, but I want to start off by saying, more than anything, that we love you.
So every Thanksgiving, it's kind of like the end of one season, the beginning of another. But at the Carrillo household, we knew Christmas was here because the very first card we ever received, and it was always received the day after Thanksgiving or the Saturday after Thanksgiving, was the Lack family card. And it would bring us all up to date with all the fun adventures that the family had for the year. And I was always amazed at how Aunt Sandy could be so organized and put it together, and it would come without fail. And I knew when I opened that card it would be hers. Every year it was the first card on my Christmas card tree. It was the star of the tree because it was always the first one received. And I knew she did that through a joyfulness, that it wasn't a chore for her, just knowing her the way I did. So thank you, Lack family, and I've spoken to one of your daughter-in-laws, and I've made sure that she will continue that Lack family tradition so that the Carrillo family will know that it's the beginning of Christmas. So thank you very much.
We love you guys, and we're going to miss Sandy's Christmas cards.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, we are college friends of both Craig and Sandy. Sandy was my big sister for the DGs. She taught me how to respect sorority girls and how to treat them as we served food. We've been together throughout the years, painted their house, their sons and our daughters played around together. We raised together. So, but yeah, she will be sorely missed. But memories are very, very strong.
And I knew Sandy when I first met her in college at sorority. I became a Delta Gamma, and I then later knew her even better because Matt knew Craig, her husband, and we shared some great times with the kids. And one of my favorite memories with Sandy is we did creative memories. And in fact, we did it out of this house. And I still have the baby books to show for it, and just really, really enjoyed that time with her until we moved away. Because when they moved here to Laguna Hills, it was neat. We introduced them to everybody we knew, and it's so sweet that they've kept a lot of the friendships over the years with that. And those people are here today. So we will miss Sandy, and we love her dearly, and we love the whole family. Thank you.
Miss Sandy, what can I say? You were the ultimate planner, the ultimate trip planner, the ultimate homemaker, the ultimate party person. You're going to be missed terribly, and don't stare at me, Linda. we're all going to miss you terribly, and we love you, and we will see you on the other side someday. You're awesome, and yeah, we all love you, and I can't talk anymore.
Sandy, there was no one like you. You were a great friend, a great mother. You cared about everybody that you brought into your world. The story I remember is you rented this little house in Crystal Cove for Linda's birthday, and I'd never stayed there. I'd walked there 1,000 times, and it was just so much fun to be able to stay there. And we walked at night with flashlights and sitting on the porch. Without you, I would have probably never done that. So there's so many trips we took, and we spent a lot of New Year's together, just having the best time. And you were always prepared. You always had food. Even on our trips, you'd have a spread of food for all of us because you cared that much. And one story that I just have to share, I was diagnosed with cancer 20 years ago, and Sandy left a box of DVDs for me to watch in my downtime, and she just left it on the front porch. And that was just unique because I always thought of her, and I wanted to duplicate that for other people. And Sandy, I love you. I miss you deeply. And to Craig and the boys, we're here for you, and we love you too.
Good job.
Hi, you guys. I wanted to share my favorite memory with Sandy. I get to see her throughout the years, but I didn't quite connect with her until V's bridal shower. And of course, I moved away to Maryland before that too. But at V's bridal shower, she showed us how to make a ribbon bouquet. And I've never heard of such a thing, and I was so nervous that I might ruin this tradition. But she told me, just put the ribbon into the paper plate and you're good to go. Don't worry about it. So that's what I did. And I added flowers. I made the ribbons into roses. And she was very impressed with the end product. And I felt so validated because I didn't think I would be creative or I didn't think I could carry on that tradition as well as she would hope. But she praised me for it, and she loved the end product, and I get to talk to her more about it, and I get to learn more about her stories, all her travels. I get to hear more of her memories, and I love that moment. I always thought back to that moment, and I love the creative spirit that she instilled within me, and I just want to say thank you, Sandy, for bringing that out, and that's my fondest memory. And I wanted to thank her, and thank you to the Lack family for sharing all the beautiful moments that we had at this place, and all her creative ideas. Every time we have a party, we know her vision is in every part, and everything's more beautiful. So thank you, and I love you all.
Hi. Okay.
We're off to a good start.
Yeah, we're off to a good start because, Sandy was our bedrock, right?
Absolutely.
In every trip we went on, in every adventure we had, in every birthday that was planned, it certainly wasn't by us.
No.
Sandy was the planner,
Sandy
the doer,
was the planner.
the adventurer.
Yep. Without Sandy, I don't know where we'd be. Obviously, not celebrating as much as we have and not taking as many trips as we have.
One of our memorable trips was to Victoria, BC, where she planned everything, and we were in the most gorgeous hotel, remember, up on the fancy schmancy level.
Yes.
Beautiful. It was lovely.
Absolutely beautiful.
We enjoyed every second of that trip. We went to Bouchard Gardens.
Yes, we did.
Honey, what did we see there?
Many flowers.
Oh,
and she loved flowers.
She loved flowers.
And
there were the totem poles.
Museum, the glass.
Oh, the glass
that was
thing.
in Seattle before.
That was Seattle. Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Oh, that was good.
And I never had heard of it before, but
Me
she
either.
knew about it, of course. Because she knew about everything.
Everything, yes.
Because
was a researcher, a planner.
A researcher, a planner, and everything else. And then we would go enjoy dinner with her. Remember all the dinners we had? We'd go out on all of our trips, and what were the great chats we had about our families and our people.
Everything. I think we solved a lot of problems on our trips.
Yes, we did.
We did. We
Yeah.
did.
And she remembered
And
every
she remembered
moment
everything.
about everyone.
It's just ridiculous. Yeah.
And we miss
her
you,
so
Sandy.
much.
We miss you.
We were so glad we saw her recently.
Yeah.
Before she passed, and she was still
planning.
Still planning.
She brought
Still planning.
appetizers and wanted
Yes.
to know if I was going to decorate.
Yes, yes.
So
That was our
Sandy.
Sandy.
So
'Cause
Sandy.
you have to decorate. She goes, "Oh, you're having a tropical theme. Should I bring decorations?"
Yes.
I'm like, "No, honey, you don't need to bring decorations." So I had to put out some decorations.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I didn't want her to be disappointed.
No,
so.
no, we don't want to be disappointed. No. She was just the best.
She was lovely.
We miss her
We
dearly,
have
and
many fond
don't we?
Yes, and we're trying to figure out which of us are going to be the planner for our trips from now on. And Jolene said,
gonna
"Not
take-
us."
We can-
If Robin was here, I would tell you guys that I always called you guys the fun girls.
we were the fun.
You were the fun girls.
We were the fun girls. I'm glad we
Of
were
all,
the fun
of all of our groups, I'm like, these are the girls that I would go out with.
We're inviting you next time.
Yes, yes.
That's right.
Can you plan our trip, Craig, please?
I'm glad to know that we were the fun girls.
Oh my
because
gosh,
she
yeah.
was
Wasn't
fun
she just
and
the best?
wonderful
Yes.
and the most lovely person ever.
She was.
Absolutely.
It was everything.
So,
Absolutely.
We love you, Sandy. We love your whole family, the boys, the grandbabies,
everything.
everybody. We miss you.
We miss you. Love
Dearly.
you, Sandy.
We love you.
Okay. Craigie, Mark, and Ryan, and all the beautiful babies and your family. I have no idea what I'm going to say or what I should say because there's so many things I want to say. But to just a funny little story is that Sandy would never let me forget that when I was pregnant, I told her that I would never be saying no to my children and that I would just have to use a bunch of different words to imply no. And Sandy was just like rolling her eyes and she'd be laughing at me right now. However, to proceed, I really can't quite believe you're gone, Sandy, and breaks my heart. And you will be missed. You are so loved, and you made everyone you were with feel so loved and special, and a special part of your life that I will be forever in debt to you for that kindness. And I've been knitting again, so whenever I knit, I always think of you and our knitting class and our Saturdays and our lunches, and I'm going to miss you desperately. And I just hope you are at peace. And Craig, Mark, Ryan, I hope to see you very soon with your beautiful babies in tow. All right. Peace out.
Hi, Craig and Ryan and Mark, and this is Kathy and Michael Sokolowski. And we have so many memories of Sandy. We've got to hold it together here, but she and I had so much fun together with our artwork and painting our soldiers out front that you cut out, Craig, and our Easter bunnies, and making wreaths together.
Working with the kids.
Working with the kids, yep.
Every kind of project you could think of.
Yes. And just being best friends that we were for so long meant the world to us and to me. And we so enjoyed going on vacation with you guys to June Lake.
June Lake, favorite place. That's where Sandy taught me how to cook. We'd have our kitchens and our cabins set up, and she'd come over and she'd be showing me the way to do it for as many people as we had. And I learned an awful lot from that.
Thank you so much, Sandy.
Forget that, Sandy. And Craig, too, he was just an outstanding host when we were in those places. He kind of took charge of things. And it
Fishing.
was a fabulous time.
Yeah.
Lined things up, and everything was as perfect as you could imagine.
The best time up there, well, not the best time, but one of the funniest times was when we rented ATVs.
Oh, no.
And
Sorry,
we all got the ATVs and going, and we were dusty, and our helmets were filthy, but we were just chugging along. The boys were having such a good time. And then it came to getting the ATVs back on the trailer. And so Ryan tried to do it, which, Ryan, you'll remember. And your father said, let me take over. And Sandy and I were standing behind the van. And
Craig said, move out of the way.
Yeah.
Because I was standing there, too. And he accelerated, went off the edge of the trailer into the back of his van, and crashed it in.
And the ATV was sticking out. And here's what Sandy and I did. Whoop! We ducked down behind the car. Poor Craig, he was sticking out of the back of their white van.
Their white van, their minivan.
Well, good times, you guys, good times. Anyway, we love you, Lax, and you were a big part of our lives. And Sandy was a huge part of my life. I loved her dearly. So God bless her. I know she's in a good place, and maybe we can do some artwork again together when we meet again.
Yep.
So take care, you guys. Love you.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Hi, Craig. We love you, Sandy.
Yeah, we love you. And Craig and your boys, and now your girls and your grandkids, couldn't have had a better wife, mom, grandma, person, friend than Sandy. So my little story is going to be about when I first met Sandy. So Craig and I, as Craig knows and you boys know, have been friends since freshman year of high school. And when Craig went to Long Beach State, he lived in the dorms, and freshman year in the dorms, Craig was 17, Sandy was 17, I was 17. And even though I didn't go to school there, I went up to visit Craig probably too regularly. Might have had something to do with maybe Thursday night, party night, etc. But I was lucky enough to meet Sandy in the dorms at Long Beach State. And from that moment, I could tell that this was going to be a lifetime of love between those two. And as I told Craig, they've been inseparable ever since. And we love you, Sandy, or we miss you, Sandy. And God bless you.
So from there, we started doing, Mike and Craig introduced us girls. And, right away I was like, oh, this woman's amazing. She's so smart and so pretty and so kind and so sweet. And we just thought, you know what, we're going to hang out a lot more together. And so we did. We did a lot of things. We would go to Big Bear. We'd go out to dinner. We'd go away for weekends and just had a lot of fun. And so Sandy, you were an amazing friend to me, an amazing friend. And I know, when we were young and we just first had our babies, and you just helped me through that whole motherhood thing, that whole transition, and just so kind and I was telling Craig, I was kind of very unorganized and did the best I could, but Sandy, you helped me so much, and I love you and I miss you. You're the best. You are the best. God definitely broke the molds. And just a funny story, Sandy and I, in the early 90s, she's like, Mary, have you heard of this TV show called Supermarket Sweep? I'm like, no. She's like, you gotta watch it. I think we'd be great for it. So she got us off to Hollywood, and we went and tried out, and we kicked ass. Thanks to Sandy. She was the brains. I was the brawn. We would sit here at this house with sketches of that TV grocery store and get it all mapped out. And we did it, and we won, and they asked us to come back for Tournament of Champions, and we won that. And there's kind of a funny story even with that, is that I think David Rupick really loved Sandy because after we were done with the first one, she gave him a big hug and a kiss, and he's like, "You're coming back to the Tournament of Champions." And then we got stumped at the final part of the show. We got totally stumped, and he's like, cut. He's like, "Okay, now Mary, Sandy, think about it just for a minute. What rhymes with chewy and delicious? Chewy and delicious, chewy and delicious." He's like, "It's bubblicious, Sandy, Mary, it's bubblicious." So we're like, okay, we got it. He's like, "Okay, roll them." And so then we won the $10,000, and it was all good. But thank you for so many amazing memories with the boys and just with you. And we love you so very much.
Love you, Sandy.
Love you, Craig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now it's going to be a Netflix documentary about the people that swindled supermarket sweep.
Oh, yeah.
We'll keep this just within the
Yeah, totally.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Knees up. Okay,
Knees up,
well,
perfect.
that's good as long as you can see the dress.
Yes.
Hey.
Okay. Just tell me when. Hello again. It's Kathy and Mike. I forgot to show you my dress that I'm wearing. Sandy and I went shopping for Hawaiian dresses, and these are made in Hawaii.
Uh-huh.
She got a bluish one, and then we got shorter ones, but I had to wear this today. I kept this one in honor of Sandy, and we had a good time shopping that day. I remember we were talking about how big our muumuus would be. So
Very
anyway,
true.
yeah. Love you guys. Take care.
Take care.
All right. I first met Sandy when I was in high school, one of Ryan's friends, and we would come over and just play video games all day and all night. And I specifically remember how loving, caring, and giving she was. She would always provide us drinks, make large platters of food, and being young and impressionable, just that gave me the ability to kind of realize like what's important in life and be able to serve and be friendly to your guests and just always be giving. So I just want to thank her for that, and I know she's going to be missed by all. Thank you.
Okay, so mine as a story, actually I'm going to do like 3 short stories, and one is when I first met Sandy. I was taking pictures for the PTA at Valencia, and she came over and she just said the nicest things to me, like, "Oh, you did such a good job. You do this often," and just made me feel so good. She had that special, kind, caring personality that made everybody feel good and complimented people. And I was like, wow, I can't believe this. I didn't know too many people at the time because I was fairly new. And then when in La Paz Middle School for our kids, I was the treasurer, which I'm not a math person, not even close to a numbers person. And Sandy was the overseer of what I was doing, and she had to check out what I was doing one time. She came to my house and she said, "Oh, this is good. You did this so good. You very good." And then she said, "Well, we could do this a little bit differently." Not put me down and just make him feel good that, it wasn't exactly the way it was supposed to be. But that was Sandy. She was so loving, so caring, and didn't want to make somebody feel bad. And I'll just never forget that. I can remember it like it was yesterday. Then when I'm not an organized person, and when I lost my vision for the 6th time, she's like, "Connie, the group is going to be going away, so you need to have somebody to take you, so you want to book somebody ahead of time because we're going to be gone." This was not her job to do this, but she was so concerned, so loving, so caring, and I'm like, wow. I just was like, how big is her heart? It must be the biggest heart ever, because I was going through a blindness that I didn't want to go through, and then she's going away and she's still worried about me, and she had all this packing to do and everything, and she was just always there for everybody, for everything, all the time. I just love her so much, and I know she's in heaven with God and doing things for people still to this day. And she's looking over everybody, and she's one of the biggest angels up there. So this is what I have to share. Thank you.
Sandy to me was a beautiful lady. She was always so caring, and she tried to make my work life so good. She baked for us all the time. She would make sure we had a pumpkin on our desk for the holidays. And for Easter, she typically gave us hot chocolate and stuff. But most of all, I think that Craig and Sandy had a really special relationship, and I really enjoyed seeing them take care of each other. And Sandy, you were so generous with your time with Craig and let him do his work that he needs. But most of all, I really love the fact that you guys traveled to so many places and share those pictures with us. It just warms my heart to know that you got to have so many things and so many memories together. And one of my funniest stories I probably have is you invited us over to dinner at your house, and it was just Marcus, Isaiah, who was like, I don't know, 9 months at the time, and your boys and all of us. And we were here, and you just were so generous in cooking for us and had a very nice time with your family. And the boys really enjoyed your boys because they got a chance to go in and see their animals in their room. And I think Craig got rid of the geckos that way, and I think we even got rid of frogs doing that. So we always thought of us as, okay, let me get rid of these animals that the kids have outgrown. But Sandy, I've had some good times with you. The last time we got a chance to take pictures with Santa Claus together and spend the day. We went to see the Amish together, and then we were able to go to the Botanical Gardens in Pittsburgh. Anyways, Craig, you know I love you, and I'm there for you, and I'm looking forward to the journey that we have as you go through this. And Sandy will be missed. It was very nice today to meet your mom and Craig's mom too, and I love you, and I'm so sorry that this is the end of the journey for you, Sandy, but Craig, we'll continue it. Bye.
So yeah, Mrs. Lack, Sandy, she did a really good job taking care of me when my dad was sick with leukemia, and she helped organize all my mom's friends, including herself, to help pick me up from school because, it happened my freshman year of high school. So they were shuttling me to and from school, always taking good care of me when my mom wasn't around because she was taking care of my dad. And, she'll always mean so much to me for that. And also, there was even I don't remember if it was a summer or what, where I was recruited to help clean up all this giant backyard. And so she'd just show me what she wanted done, and I would help out. And it wasn't the most fun thing ever, pulling weeds, but it's still a fun memory now. And, I will always remember her and be thankful for her for everything that she did to me. And she'll be missed so much.
All right, most people remember Sandy as the organizer. We had an avocado tree that grew too fast in our backyard. Told Sandy about it, and 24 hours later, the gardener was at our house digging it out and bringing it over here to transplant.
And it's right up on the hill.
But I actually remember Sandy as the instigator. We had a famous Halloween party at the Manfrey's house, and Sandy would say, "Come on over and get ready here," which resulted in a bunch of images that would preclude most of us from ever obtaining public office or any other sort of position. That was the Sandy I remember most.
Oh, God, I know. Sandy just always planned everything, and everything was always fun and perfect, and I'm just going to miss her so much. I can't even believe it. And I just want to say, this necklace is one of the necklaces that Sandy, I don't even know if you can see it, gave to me, that she made. She went in through a phase of making all kinds of necklaces, and so I'm wearing it today to honor her, and it's just such a great loss.
Okay, hi there. Am I looking in the right place?
Okay. I'm sorry, I can't think of one story. There's too many stories, and I loved every minute I spent with Sandy. And I love you all, and I hope you will please stay in touch.
Okay, I have one more fabulous memory, and that was, did I do the June Lake one? I don't think I did. Anyway, about 5 weeks ago, we went up to June Lake. We went down, Ryan wanted to do our travels, and we went down to Big Rock Resort, and we saw the pup of the big mountain dog that we used to pet, and all the boys played with. We stayed in the same green cabins that we stayed in. And then we went to the Silver Dollar Cafe that Sandy introduced us to with the best breakfast, and they still are really good, giant pancakes. And then we went down to the gas station gourmet dinner, and then we topped it off with a monocone, and that was all Sandy. And we touched cones together down there and said what a great time we'd had with the Lacs. Just another memory, and I really should leave because I'm really hogging the show. Love you guys.
Hi, this is a story for Sandy from her sister-in-law Judy. And we've known each other since you were in college. And I can't believe all these years have gone by. We've had so much fun, whether it be family events or lunches together, meeting somewhere, and I always shared from the heart. And I miss that so much. But you're going to be with us in spirit and forever. We love you, Sandy. God bless. Rest in peace. Bye-bye.
Just wanted to say, Sandy, miss you so much. I really miss you. I've been thinking about you a lot lately. There's so many things that you gave to me, more than just physical things, but I've been kind of thinking about the things that you have given me over the years that I have in my house. And I was kind of looking at the teacup and the saucer that you gave me, and I really love tea sets, and it really means a lot that you gave that to me. Something that I'll always think of you when I see it. And I love you.
Hello, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
We wanted to share some memories with you. So let me go back to when the boys would play in your yard and Shadow would follow them around and herd them. And then when she was done with that, she would herd her balls. And Sandy was always calm. When Mark got hurt at the park, she said, Laura, Mark got hurt, I think, and you should come and get him. He dislocated his shoulder. And Sandy was calm, and I wasn't. And then the beauty of walking through your beautiful addition and looking down at all these people, it was like being at a PTA meeting at Valencia, and all the time we spent together when the kids were little. And Valencia, having boys with the same first name, Mark and Mark, whenever an incident happened, they would talk to me and I'd say, I think it was the other Mark. So thank you for always welcoming us and your wonderful party in 2012. And
Indian guides were great. Your granddaughter is beautiful. She's so much fun just to watch her.
And you're blessed to have your boys nearby and their wives. And I know they'll be a big part of your family. And we wish you the best as you go on now. Love you.
Love you, Craig.
Bye.
Hi, LAC family. Thanks for having us over today. My favorite story with Sandy was one time we went paintballing, and afterwards we went to Taco Bell, and it was me, John, Ryan, Mark, and a bunch of Ryan's friends, including Troy. And Troy was the runt of the litter. He's a really small kid. And I cracked a joke, and I said, let me guess, Troy, you're going to order a small salad. And Sandy thought that was really hilarious, and I still think about that a lot. And that was the best joke I ever got from Sandy. So thank you. We miss you very much.
Craig, we just chatted just a couple minutes ago, but from Liz and Phil, we really appreciate you having us come today. It means a lot to us, and nice seeing your family here, and we know that we're being watched over.
Hey, Craig, we love you. You know that. We adore your children. You were blessed with beautiful grandchildren. So many memories of Ryan, Mark growing up, and Sandy. I remember this so clearly when Ryan Neidig and Mark shared a place in Long Beach, and how organized that Sandy was. There was nobody who could be more organized and have things put together than Sandy, and it was all done out of love. I just watched. I didn't know what to do. I was totally incompetent. Sandy took control. Thank God for her. And she knew what to do, what to say, to send the kids on their way to being the young men that they are today. She is a blessing. Sandy will never be forgotten, and we love her. We love her. Amen.
Thank you.
Hi, Sandy. I just want to say I love you. And my favorite memory of all time is when I lived here for a few months. You want to say something? What are you going to say? You say hi, Grandma? Hi.
Say love you. Can you say miss you?
Okay, I'll speak. Okay. My favorite memory of you is when I lived here for a few months, and every night we would cook dinner together in your kitchen. And one night in particular, you had me make lamb, which is extremely difficult. And I remember after I made the perfect lamb, you put this red ball cap on me that said head chef. And we just laughed and ate dinner as a family. And it was one of those classic Sandy memories that I will always have. And you always just made me feel so welcome and a part of the family right from the get-go. And I love you so much.
I love you, Mama, and I have way too many memories to list. But
You want to hold it for Daddy?
you want to hold it for me? Hold it up to my mouth.
Hold it up to Daddy's mouth for him.
But one of my favorite memories is all the fun years of going to June Lake together. And you would always bring hot chocolate every time we would go fishing on the boat. And I just have all these great memories of so many years of my life going on the boat, fishing in June Lake as a family. I have so many good memories with you, and I love you so much. Thanks, Mama. Thanks for all the fun memories and for generations of going to June Lake together, and we'll be bringing Sophie there to have more memories at June Lake.
You say hi, Grandma?
Hi.
Okay, say love you.
Lala.
We miss you.
Miss you.
Miss you. Okay.
Say bye.
I just wanted to share a memory just growing up. You know, I feel like this is my second home. We would always come over all the time, and Sandy was just always the best host. You know, there was just always looking out for us. If we forgot to eat lunch, all of a sudden we'd have sandwiches while we were playing video games. We'd forget what time it was, and next thing we know, Sandy's always looking out for us. And there'd be times I'd stay too long, and it'd be dinner time. I'd think, oh my gosh, I gotta get home. And then I'd come downstairs, and there'd be a place set for me, and Sandy would say, nonsense, you're staying for dinner. And so she was just always the most welcoming and just the nicest. Like, I just have just the best memories of Sandy. She just was just the best.
Oh my gosh, same. I mean, the first thing I was told about Sandy is she's such an incredible host. Like, everyone would tell me about Sandy before I met her, and sure enough, the first time I come over, I'm helping host Jenna's bridal shower, and we're just brainstorming. It's nothing crazy, but I show up, and Sandy has this charcuterie board, multiple choices of wine and water, and just this whole spread for just me and her, so that we can plan a beautiful party together for Jenna. And she never disappoints. I mean, the first thing I learned about her is she was an amazing host, and still to this day I feel her presence here as a host in her home, and it's just so full circle. And I just know that I'll carry Sandy's charisma for hosting here on out, because I've learned so many little tricks and traits from her, and I just love you. Thank you for having me in your home one more time.
Yes, thank you so much.
Bye, Sandy. Love you.
Love you.
Hi, Sandy. We love you. We're going to miss you. And I worry about your husband all the time, my little baby brother.
Okay, sorry I'm reading from my phone. Growing up, I always saw movies that made fun of the mean mother-in-law, or I would hear from other people about how horrible their mother-in-laws were. But you were the complete opposite, Sandy. You were the best mother-in-law I could ever ask for. I honestly don't know how I got so lucky. You, welcomed me into your home and always made me feel a part of the family from day one. You were one of the most thoughtful people I have ever known. You always remembered the little things from birthdays to anniversaries and any small details in between. You celebrated all the wins, whether they were big or small. You always made each of us feel special. You made random days fun, and I loved all the theme events you thought of, from pizza night to our Oktoberfest or even our Hawaiian luau's. Even when you were diagnosed with cancer, you didn't let surgery, chemo, or radiation stop you from planning and giving me and Ryan the best wedding ever. I'll never forget that day. And no matter how sick you ever felt, you always checked in on me when I was pregnant to make sure I was doing okay. You were the most selfless person I knew. You and Craig gave us the best gift of all time, memorable experiences and quality family time. I can't even describe all the great memories we had together, from ziplining, kayaking, swimming with whale sharks, tubing, and more. The trips were fun, but that's not what I'll miss most about you, Sandy. I miss all the small stuff. I miss being able to come over randomly during the week and talking to you about life. I could always count on you to tell the best stories or give the best advice. I miss your text messages that would update us on family or a new meal you found that was delicious. I miss your messages where you were just checking in and making sure we were doing well. I miss your smile and laugh. I miss watching you dance with Olivia and giggling over her non-stop talking or funny face expressions. It's just not fair that you were taken from us so soon. I hate that I won't ever get to see you in this lifetime again. The hardest part is that Olivia and baby John won't be able to experience Grandma Sandy's adventures, because I know you would have had 1,000 creative ideas for the grandkids, and I know you would have showered them with so much love. As I go through life as a daughter, mother, and wife, I will always try to think, what would Sandy do? I hope I can make you proud. Even though you're not here physically, I hope you're always here in spirit through all the small and big moments. I'll always love you, Sandy.
Sandy, I absolutely love you. I found out your name was Sandra from Mark, which I probably shouldn't have known as a kid. And I gave you guys so much of probably a headache, fun, messing around. But you were always my mom, the person that could take care of me, feed me, hear the stories with girls, talk about wine, all the stuff maybe you did with Ryan or Mark, but maybe you didn't. But you were my second mom, my true mom as well. But growing up here and being at your house with Craig, Mark, Ryan in his bedroom was the best childhood, and to have the support from your family, you meant everything to me, my family, and to work with Mark, who's incredible, and Sophie and Jenna. You've raised an incredible family, the most beautiful people I've been around with. So thankful every day. I know you, Mark, Greg, Sophie, V, Ryan, everybody. You truly have changed my life, made me a better person, and made me appreciate what I have to be alive and to be around people that are beautiful, loving, happy people. And I'm going to miss you forever and ever, but we will always celebrate you. We will always be so blessed that you're in our lives, but we love you so much, and we love you, Sandy.
I have gone to the island of the believers. Where the mountains are green, you will find me in Lahaina. They say that Maui, and I agree, 'cause Maui